when I am saying F5, what is first thing that comes into your mind about what I am talking? Kindly keep this session interactive, okay? So what do you understand by F5? When I say F5, what is the image?
Load balancing.
So F5 generally people used to aware about load balancers. Okay. Let me just tell, like we have Cisco. So if I will say Cisco, people used to understand that Cisco is router, switches, probably firewalls. But not only that, Cisco is having a lot of other domains as well. Similarly, when I am saying F5, F5 Networks is the organization name, company name. And when we are talking about the LTM, we are talking about the GTM, we are talking about the ASM, all of these things, these are the modules of something known as big IP. There are other products also like big IQ, and a lot of other products are available. So that is introduction of the F5, that F5 is a company name, first thing. When I am talking about LTM, we are aware that it means local traffic manager. Whereas LTM is also known as ADC. Can anybody let me know what is ADC means?
Application delivery control.
Application delivery control. And when I'm saying application delivery controller, it means that it's not a typical load balancer, but it does more than that. Now, let us see. Let us say we have LTM. Okay. And LTM is a typical load balancer. And there are a couple of the servers, let us say, for the simplicity's sake, only 2 servers are there. Both of these servers are hosting xyz.com. When client is coming, it is landing up on the LB. From LB, there is a load balancing mechanism, and there are 2 of the servers, server 1 and server 2, and traffic is routed on server and server 2 as per the any load balancing mechanism. Hardly matter, either it is static, either it is dynamic. Static like your ratio, your round robin, dynamic, lot of other. Okay. But let us say this is a typical load balancer. In that scenario, what happened is traffic is coming over there, traffic is coming over there. After some time, this server is not responding. If it is a typical load balancer, it will not be able to understand either my end server, who is the like ultimately where the requests are going, who is taking care of all of the requests. This LB will not be able to understand, but it is not the case with F5 LTM, which is ADC. And that is where all of we will learn about monitors, or probably I can say health monitors. Health monitor is nothing but some kind of mechanism. Again, health monitor can be of multiple types. We will be going to learn using the lab also. But we are actively probing, sending some probe, okay? And these probes are giving me the answers which are telling me that either the end device is up or it is down. And since it is not a typical load balancer, if let us say give me a moment. Okay. Again, the same scenario. And let us say at some point of time, this is down. If it will down, all of users will end up on the server number 2, not on server number 1. Why? Because LTM is proactively monitoring both of them. So monitoring is enabled. So this is not a typical load balancer. One thing. Second thing, let us say there are 2 hosts. One is a VIP host and admin access is there. Let us say some xyz.com and admin. This particular guy, xyz.com, this guy is coming. Okay, this guy is coming. And both of them somehow through the internet or intranet, howsoever, are landed upon the load balancer. Let me just make some cleaner. A user B. Let us say this is intranet. Okay. FILTM. Again, server 1, server 2, hosting xyz.com. These particular users, this set of users are from the operation team. They just wanted to go into the xyz.com and need to do daily day-to-day operations. These sort of operations, these sort of users are from the administrator team. And I want when such people come to the F5, I want they should go to a specific page. They should go to a specific page of the application, that is xyz.com/admin. This is my requirement. Typical load balancer cannot prove or cannot establish such kind of requirement on the F5 box. On the F5 box, we can do so using iRules. I'm just giving a very small example. There are n number of examples on the basis of headers, on the basis of IP address, on the basis of destination, on the basis of lot of things. We can manipulate the traffic flow using iRules. So we would be gonna go and learn about iRules in the F5 course. That is nothing but a TCL, tool command language. Okay, tool command line language, which is embedded in your F5 box, and we can run multiple of iRules, which manipulate the traffic as per our convenient or as per the request from application team. Then this is a F5 device. This is one of the users particular maybe application which is onboarded, and my request is as such that I want to do only load balancing. I don't want to use anything. I don't want to use any kind of profile. I don't want to use any kind of probably maybe iRules. I don't want to use any kind of LTPs. I just want a typical load balancer as an F5. Okay. Who stops you? Your device. You are paying for it. If you want to do some changes, as per your choice, what you can do is you can create it as an performance L4, or maybe as an L3, or maybe as an L2. So you have different virtual server types are there, which you can convert. Depending upon those virtual server type, your F5 unit will become typical router, switch, or a load balancer. This depend upon your different virtual servers. Now, let us understand how F5 will send the traffic end to end. Let us say this is a PC, IP 10, 10, 10, 100. Through the intranet, maybe let me just use MPLS. Through MPLS, somehow going to the router and eventually landed up on the F5 LTM. Let us say this particular VIP is having the IP 10.10.10.1. All right, then it is going towards the LAN side. In the LAN side, there would be some servers. Let us say there are some servers, server 1, server 2. Server IP probably 172.16.1.10. 172.16.1.11. There is something known as internal self IP that would be maybe 172.16.1.1. That is nothing but F5 interface. We will gonna talk about all of the stuff. When such kind of scenario is there into your environment, how traffic will flow? I am just talking the default behavior. Default F5 traffic flow. So the flow is from the PC. It is F5. This is one flow. Second flow would be from F5 to the servers, backend servers. This is second flow. So there are two flows which would be available. Into our scenario, if I will just see our scenario, in case of our scenario, the traffic will flow. The first flow will be, source would be 10, 10, 10, 100. Destination would be 10.10.10.1. And when this traffic go to the F5, because source is your PC, destination is your virtual server. What is virtual server? We will come to that point. Don't worry. I'm just giving you the overview because you guys already working on it. This is your first packet. Second packet, when go from F5 to any of the backend server, depending upon the load balancing mechanism, depending upon your end server sessions or connections, okay, the packet will go and the source would be anybody. Source will be 10.10.10.100. And destination will get changed to your backend server. Please do remember, source will not get changed by default. Interview question also, and very important question. Okay. So your source will not get changed, but your destination is getting changed. And such kind of scenario, when your source is not changing and your destination is changing, is known as D, or we can say destination. Of course, there are some problems. Later on, we will learn about the problems in this design. Somewhere this design also required, but there are problems also. And then we will use something known as SNet. Okay, it's not source net, it's a secure net. We will be gonna talk about SNet also, but later on, I was just giving you an overview how your F5 flow. So what I was saying, there are two connections. One connection is from PC to F5. Second connection from F5 to the backend server. Such kind of scenario when happens, when there are two connections in between your device, it is coming in between to your communication. It is, and your communication is ending on the F5. This thing is known as full proxy. There are different proxies available in the market. Half proxy like forward proxy, reverse proxy, full proxy, which is the combination of forward proxy plus reverse proxy. In the forward side also, it is coming in between. In the reverse side also, it is coming in between, vice versa. Okay, such kind of thing is known as full proxy. So your F5 architecture is as such, it supports the full proxy thing. I hope so far. Any doubt to anyone? No? Okay. Rohan is asking prerequisites for F5. Prerequisites you should be aware about, maybe, basic routing, very basic routing and switching. Like what are VLANs, what are routing protocols, very, very little bit. Okay. Again, let us consider we have an application abc.com. There are tons of users, tons of customers which are coming to abc.com. There are millions of customers. Everyone, because this is the era of internet, and if you are sending something over the internet, man in middle attack can happen if this is a plain text. And that is where the SSL certificates will come into the picture. Using SSL certs, this whole of the stuff, whatever communication is going from one end to the another end, end-to-end communication will be encrypted. So I would say over the internet, your end-to-end communication would be encrypted. And it is encrypted as such that your end device is taking the request using the public key. And when this request is landed upon the end server or maybe F5 anywhere, it should be having that private key. These two are maybe we can say like the locks of each other. Okay, it can lock and unlock each other request. So to make this request unencrypted again at the last point, there should be a private key. Now the point to understand is, if every request, let us say this, every request, 1 million requests is going to the server 1 or maybe server 2. The job of these guys is heavily increased to encrypt and decrypt the traffic. What we are doing? We are putting all of the keys management on F5. Now what F5 will do? any request that is coming, all of those tons of requests which are coming, F5 will decrypt at this point. And since your servers and F5 in the same data center, man in middle attack within your data center, very less probably chances are there. Okay, it should be into your DMZ zone. So from here to here, it will be encrypted. From here to here, it will be encrypted. That is again usage of full proxy. Very important stuff. So your F5 is in between doing such kind of job. This is again an interview question, something known as Ssl Offloading. But obvious, in the class I would be teaching what is Ssl profiles, how to create a CSR, how to create a certificate, what are different maybe I will say cipher suites or cipher suits, whatever you say, okay, available. What should be there, what we need to use, okay, and we will be gonna cover all of these things into our classes. This is one thing, Ssl offloading. There is something known as Ssl Pass-Through. What is that? When we require this, we will able to learn. Ssl bridging. What is that? When we require it, what are the scenarios? We will be checking those points also later on, not now. Okay. Now, I am telling that users are coming. They are going to the F5. F5 in turn making the connection with the servers. It means if it is a TCP connection, there would be a SYN, there would be SYN-ACK, there would be ACK. Or I can say there would be three-way handshake. In your first flow is in between your client to F5, one flow. Then from F5, whenever request is coming, this is duty of my F5 to hand over this request to the end server because it is acting as a proxy over here. Now, in the second flow, F5 will initiate the flow and the destination would be my server. It means again three-way handshake with the server. If there are millions of requests, millions of handshake will happen. Can you see? Can't it be some optimized? Yes, it can be. How? Something known as one connect offer. What this profile says? This profile says that, okay, since from F5, you are initiating a connection and there is a connection time life, maybe we can say like 30 seconds. Okay. Within 30 seconds, if some request will come, I will gonna maintain the same connection and I will not initiate again the TCP handshake. See how much traffic can be, avoided. Lot of optimization. I'm just giving you very brief, very flyby view how F5 is different from your typical load balancer. Okay, some views I am providing. Give me a minute, please. Okay. I hope you guys are getting this point. Then, let us say, if there is any doubt, please stop me and ask. I would try to tell in a different way. Let us say some requests are coming. Okay, again, we have some MPLS or some kind of internet. Okay. Then this is landing upon the F5, going to the servers. Server 1, server 2. Let us say this guy is initiating a session with server 1. Authenticate itself on the application, doing a lot of stuff. Okay. And now this is a maybe shopping site. Okay. He added couple of the items into the cart. After some time, when this session is coming again, this is landed upon the server 2 due to load balancer. On the server 2, again it is asking for the authentication. The item in the cart is not shown to that person. See the customer experience with such kind of social shopping site. Very bad. So this should be session stickiness should be there. And in F5, it is known as persistence, which can be achieved using the persistence profile. We can apply on the basis of source IP. Okay, we can apply on the basis of destination IP. We can apply on the basis of cookies. But cookies, it should be having only HTTP, but obvious. Okay. And we can apply on the basis of different, criteria. Even iRule can be applied over. Such kind of stuff, again, is feasible because it is not a typical load balancer. It is more way than that. Now, let me show you how this F5 like F5 is visible. Okay, how it looks like, probably I will say. If you guys already working, that is great. If no, let me just open the. By the way, you guys will get this lab. Okay, give me a minute. This is some CCI lab. Let me open the lab for F5 LTM. Just a minute, please. Sure. Okay, here you go. So we have such a lab available. This is window PC, where we will take the management. We will do a lot of stuff over there. I'm starting the F5 LTM, starting some of the servers probably. Okay. It will take some time. If I will double click on this, press OK, a console should open in front of me. This console will be available after a few minutes because this is F5 LTM machine, which will boot up and takes usually 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so let's wait for some time. Let me show you another device. If I will double click on this person, you can see this L3 switch is there, enable, and whatever you maybe wanted to check, you can check. Later on, I would be explaining about this whole of the lab. Don't worry, I will be going to explain. I'm just showing you how we can take the console. Just double click and you can see this window machine is booting up. Maybe let me scale to the window. Okay, let it get booted up. It is also taking time. Let it take some time. So this is the way how you can take the console through the internet, how you need to go. Maybe I will be going to talk about that later on, not now. Okay, so we will give you access on the lab and you will have all of these devices available for you throughout the course. On the top of that, maybe some more days. Then you can practice over there and you can do whatever maybe stuff you can perform as per me. Whatever things I am showing you in the classes, same thing you can replicate in the weekdays, because classes would be in the weekends, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, weekend in India. Whatever weekends in your country, probably you can match with that. Ahmed, if I'm not wrong, it should be Friday, Saturday, your side. Am I correct? Ahmed?
Yes, the Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, your side.
Our weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Okay. So that is how you can, just practice on it, and you can do a lot of experiments using this lab. Okay. You can get Excel. So that is how. Okay. Let me see. It is up. Root NetMinion. Sure. So currently you can see the device is inoperative because lot of daemons are getting started up. If I will show you, tell myself LTM, you could see that, okay, this device is getting started up. Lot of process are, getting started. You can see lot of messages are coming, right? So it is just checking, booting up, lot of things. It is just installing, or maybe, this process or services are starting up. So let it take some time. It will take some time. Take some good time. 3 to 5 minutes at least. So this is our lab where we will be performing a lot of practicals. Every topic, whatever I teach, I will be teaching you in the practical way, whatever topic. Okay. And I will suggest you also, whenever you are doing any of the practical, you have available this server form. You have 2 of the devices over there where we can do the HA practical. Okay. How to make the HA in the device. If we are performing the HA, how we can perform the automatic, maybe, sync. In the automatic sync, if you are making something on the primary LTM, it will be get synced on the secondary LTM automatically. How? We need to check all of these devices. We will be checking out these things later on, don't worry. Then there are the servers. On the servers, we are having a very, very basic HTML application. Okay, interface. Very basic application interface. And on the basis of this, we can apply a lot of maybe things, like we can profile, we can use iRules, we can use health monitors, we can use persistence, we can use OneConnect, we can use load balancing method, we can use LTP. Lot of things we can perform on this lab, and this lab is sufficient for your LTM part. I would suggest whatever I am teaching during the weekends or during the class, maybe probably I would say, okay, same thing you should do in your 5 days, whatever 5 days left with you. Okay, so that is how you can take maximum benefit from this class. Practice is only key. So you could see that I am just taking the access of some of the IP. This IP is nothing but the management IP of the F5 LTM device. How to take this screen? Before this screen, how to put the IP address? Everything I will teach. Don't worry. Okay. This thing in your maybe lab, you need to do by your own from the scratch. From the scratch. You need to put the IP address. You need to put the username. You need to put the password. Everything, licensing, provisioning, each and every stuff you would be doing from the very scratch to the advanced level. So this is the screen, guys, how this looked like. Okay, maybe if you have seen it before, that is very great. If you have not seen, probably first time, then I am showing you how this looked like. This is your local traffic manager way, where we would be playing with address translation, monitors, maybe LTPs, and maybe lot of stuff we would be gonna see. When we will be playing with the HA, we will see this traffic management thing. Security will come into the part when we will be coming in the ASM, okay, module. not now. Network, how your connectivity happens. If you see, you can able to recognize there are how many ports? 4 ports. So there are 4 interfaces. Depending upon your requirement, it can be 3 also if it is single arm mode, but it's all right. There are 4 modes. How 4? Why FI required the 4 ports? 1 port for the external users, or we can say external VLAN. 1 for the internal server, or maybe I can say for the internal VLAN. 1 for the second device FI, if there I can say HA VLAN. 1 for the external, internal, HA and management. 1 for the management. Okay. How you will be going to take the management of this device? So 1 for the management, 1 for the HA, 1 for the external world, 1 for the internal thing, like server. This is my server zone. Bit like logically you can see like that. Now we need to see all of these things. 1 port should be under the management VLAN. 1 port should be into the external VLAN. 1 port should be into the internal VLAN. 1 port should be into the HA VLAN. Similar way we will be going to put over here. Similar way we will be tweak over here. Similar way we will be going to check over here. Every communication, the connectivity part should be through. And if you are not aware about the connectivity part, don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. I am having initial workbook already ready. You just see that workbook. Do not get confused with your IP addressing and all of the stuff. Okay. Ahmed, we will talk separately on that. So this is all of the stuff. Like how we would be proceeding. Any doubt? Anything, guys? So far? Any question? If no, let me see. Do we have any virtual server? See, this is my virtual server, 10.10.20.80. Let me see if I can take the, what about the ping request? Is it working? It's not working. Timeout. Okay, it's working. Maybe the first packet, R packet. Okay. And if I will take, it is HTTP or HTTPS? HTTP. HTTP. 10.10. Oh. HTTP 10.10.20.80. See, this is what I was saying. This is something your application. Very basic. Okay, it is just telling that from which server the answer is coming in. This particular stuff, I wanted to convert it to HTTPS. I don't want HTTP. Probably, let me say, it should be go to HTTPS. Don't worry, I will be going to explain about each and every section, but currently just I am giving you overview. Okay, let me put some kind of profiles. What are the profiles? We will go later on and we will able to understand. And you can see now this request will not be get fulfilled over here. Probably I need to check it through the incognito window that is cached or something. If I will show you HTTP, it should not respond because we convert it into the HTTPS. Let me now check on the HTTPS, same thing, HTTPS. And here you go. It is giving me the same answer. What about the certificate? Certificate is not valid. There is some 15 Jan, whatever certificate, in the lab, what we created, probably that is shown. I would be going to show you about the certificates. Don't worry. How to create. So that is how we can perform lot of exercise on practical basis, not only the theoretical basis. Okay. Let me show you the workbook glimpse, very quick overview how the workbook will happen, or probably you can maybe check it through the blog NetMinion. You just open blog NetMinion, you will be able to find out a blog over there, and there is a licensing and provisioning. If I just open it, you can see this is one of my workbook which is uploaded over here as a blog. So you can see that how we are explaining about each and everything, like how the things should be happened. You could see there, you could go there and you can check a lot of things. If you want to download it in the PDF form, even that is also available. Okay. Not only this, there are a lot of categories available. Okay. You could see that how to access F5 using the SSH key, SD-WAN, NetConf, RESTConf, how to access some Cisco device using the Python, what is ASM. Okay. Lot of things are there. Probably you go there and you can learn about these things if you have time. Good enough, worthier time to watch out over there. Okay, gents. Is there any doubt, or this was just overview class today? So probably if you don't have any question, we are good to wrap up. Is there anything?
No, just asking about workbook. Just follow the blog or how to access to lab, or we will discuss it in the next session.
Regarding the workbooks, yes, the initial workbook will be provided to you guys. Even all of the things, whatever we are teaching, are getting recorded. And this recording will be available on our portal. Okay. The person who has already enrolled, you will get access on the portal, and every recording is available over. So you will get the recording, you will get the labs. And
Okay.
for the initial your setup, you will get the workbooks also. On the top of that, some study material, whatever required, I would be providing that as well.